All right, this is going to be over a couple of videos. I should have put part one on here. I should have put part one because there's going to be a part two. I like this dude. I started watching him. I think I was referred to him by like Abba and Pre or whatever. Mediocre tutorials and reviews. Fucking, what do you bring to the table? MTR reacts. Basically talking to black women about what you bring to the table as far as a relationship. I like this video. This was posted 7 months ago, but it is still relevant because he ain't the only one. There's at least 3 or 4 videos. I think I should be able to attach another one to this one if I go ahead and get into this really quick. But hate to tell you black women, but you don't bring shit to the table. Saying that you bring your pussy to the table means nothing. I was military intelligence in the Army, even though I wasn't in that long for fucking injury reasons, whatever. But I have always been intelligent. Always straight on a roll all the time. Made the fucking national dean's list. I'm a published writer. I am a person of intelligence. I've had my higher than top secret clearances when I worked for Unisys, working for government contracts. I am a person of intelligence. I have a degree in microcomputer technology. So what I still own, but at the time before I retired, like 11 years ago, did own the #1 karaoke DJ company in El Paso, Texas, in a fucking city that I do not speak Spanish, and I was able to accomplish having the #1 karaoke DJ company in this town. So I bring a lot to the table. You ask these women, and this is the discussion of what do you bring to the table, and a lot of these women, I think only one answered. Now, mind you, I don't know what their sample size was. And this video was only about 10 minutes long, so I don't know what their sample size was. But pretty much every woman that they asked, I think except for like one, everyone brought up like, well, they bring their pussy to the table. They bring good sex to the table. What the fuck does that got to do with anything? As far as paying to, again, y'all want equality while at the same time wanting to be fucking princesses and wanting to be spoiled. This is the shit. I already said before in other videos, dating websites have fucked y'all over. Dating websites have helped us because 85 to 87% of the majority of real women out there who just want a good man, spending time with them, going to movies, even if we don't get into a relationship, they just want to go to the movies, spend time, have a good time, but, a good man. The rest of y'all feminazis, the rest of you spoiled little princesses, claim y'all want to be equal while at the same time being spoiled. Well, if I need a man who's going to spoil me, well, what the fuck do you bring to the table then? Let's get into this. Oh, yeah.
What up, YouTube? I am your host, video tutorials and reviews, back in here with yet one more video. Now, guys, listen, you already see the title, you see the thumbnail. Let's just get in it. Doing another review. A fellow YouTuber, Big Money Badger. Another infield video, and we gotta go over this one. What do you bring to the table? Without further ado, let's get right in it.
Hey Dave, what can you bring to the table?
I can bring authenticity, creativity, resilience, and everything more. Besides being a badass bitch, I am kind, I am loyal, I am educated, and I am versatile.
All right. But do you bring money? Because what's that song that I grew up with? You got to have a job if you want to be with me. I didn't hear any one of the two he already asked if they got a job, if they're bringing any money to the table. I haven't heard any of that, not from the first two. Let's keep going.
Dave, what do you bring to the table?
I am the table. What do I not bring to the table? table, the cups, the bowls, the plates, the utensils, the water. Anyone answer the type of bowl, I'm still bringing it.
I don't know how, but okay.
I am the table. I'm the cups, the bowls, the utensils, the table, the chairs. If a guy were to answer that question to women, to a woman who's interviewing that way, the woman would go, whoa, 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 does that mean you have a job? What car do you got? How much do you bring in a year? That's what a woman would be asking. But when we ask that same question, what do you bring to the table? Y'all don't answer the question the way it should be answered.
What do you bring to the table?
Well. We got 3 responses there. I am the table. What don't I bring to the table? And I bring the cups, the chairs, the utensils. What? Let's also bring a quick caveat through this like I did in the last video.
See, this is what I'm talking about. Y'all don't want intelligent brothers like us. You don't. There was a video I watched where somebody literally said they would rather have a drug dealer than a doctor. That's an actual video. Look it up. And it's because, well, he's got instant cash. And it's like, but this is what these black women want. They want a rap artist, a bad boy, a drug dealer, rather than like a fucking doctor. You know, this is what is wrong with these fucking, I don't give a shit what race it is. Well, actually, no, that's not true, because I don't know any Asians that talk like that. An Asian would rather have a fucking doctor than a drug dealer. Somehow or another, this is what makes me ashamed to even be part black. Dumb shit like this. These stupid women that I'd rather have a drug dealer than a doctor.
Now I'm familiar with South Beach. There's a lot of drinking that happens. So a lot of the people that he comes across may or may not be inebriated. I'm not sure which ones, but I just want to make that blanketed statement just in case. Okay. Now, I would say when you hear a response like those 3 that I am the table, think about it in 2 ways, I'll say. The first way is either they bring nothing to the table at all.
Right.
At all. And
because if they did, they would have said exactly what it was they were bringing. But I am the table.
Is their response. Or 2, they haven't, because they're so young, haven't taken the time to understand how they can be beneficial in a man's life. And a lot of you guys, and you're walking the red pill, you have taken the time in order to assess who you are, what you bring, and the power of your masculinity. A lot of these folks who you randomly sample that don't know anything about power in their femininity perhaps doesn't know of a way to articulate these very things. Honestly, and in seeing it, I can start to understand why there's so many different feminine, hypergamous type channels teaching people the fundamentals of what that is. So I don't get defensive anymore when I hear this I am the table stuff, because I think that it's easy to pick on, it's easy to roast. You see what I'm saying? I'm trying to give you guys, offer a different perspective of what that might be. At the end of the day, if you ask a lady that, she gives you that response, don't get angry, because she got defensive, because either A, she doesn't know, or B, she has nothing to offer.
So walk away.
Just let it go.
Me?
That's it? You're the table, okay?
Me.
You bring you to the table.
Yep. I am the table.
You're the table?
Period. Yes.
Period. All right.
Yeah.
I am the table, period. Yes. Like I said before, I called it out. There's a bit of defensiveness in her face as she said that. Let's go back and let's take a look.
I am the table.
You're the table?
Period.
Yes. Period.
There's clearly anger strewn across her face. She's tired of being asked that question. You see what I'm saying? It's a difficult question.
Meaning
what you can
oh my
offer.
God, because we're cute, because we're pretty, because we're cute, we don't need to bring nothing to the table. Why not? This is the age of, the modern age where y'all want equality, where you're supposed to want things to be equal. So equal at the table, right? Well, if you ain't bringing nothing to the table, and I'll tell you right now, if a dumb bitch ever said that shit to me, well, I am the table, I'd be like, well, get your ass on all fours then, bitch. Ooh. Get on all fours. Because obviously you're just the table, meaning that you are just going to be my property, meaning I get to set shit on you. I get to put my feet up on you because you are just the table. You ain't bringing nothing to the table. You are the table. So you're just fucking property. Get out on all fours then. And let me treat you like property.
Man, you see what I'm saying? It's difficult. It's difficult, you know? It's hard to come up with what you can offer another human being when you're meeting together. It's difficult, I suppose. It shouldn't be. Shouldn't be. You shouldn't get defensive. I would say most dudes, I wager 90+% dudes are not going to get defensive if you ask them kind of what they bring to the table. And the reason why is because there's an expectation that a man brings something to the table. And not only just that, but the expectation that it's something tangible.
But there should be an expectation on the women too, because the women want equal rights. The women, we want to be treated as equals, that we bring something to the table too. I remember those discussions. But look at these young bitches today. I am the table. Wow. So we went from women overcoming and women, Gloria Steinem and shit and, Ruth Bader Ginsburg. We've gone from that to these fucking hoes and string bikinis. I am the table.
It's something physical.
So what happened to feminine rights and women wanting to be equal and bra burning and all this other shit, and we want to be treated as equal, yet everything that they've said is I am the table, meaning again, you ain't nothing but property and you should be on all fours. That's all I'm hearing out of that shit.
Okay. Now, whether that be security, being a provider, financial protection.
But they ain't say all of, here's my point with MTR, is the fact that you are now speculating what you're mansplaining right now. Why? They were asked a clear question, and this was their answer. Why are you trying to mansplain what you interpret what they were trying to say? No, they were given every opportunity to answer the question their way. So there's no point for you to come up with, well, maybe they meant this. No, fuck that. They were given an equal opportunity to answer this direct. What do you bring to the table? You couldn't get more direct than that. And they couldn't answer it. So there is no trying to help them out. Fuck helping them out.
The above. So I think like a lot of this defensiveness is because when you sit down and you really think about what components of yourself that you can use to pour into a man, they haven't done that due diligence yet. And they don't want to.
So then why bother trying to help them out? Let them fail all on their own. Right now, you're mansplaining that these women have no brains, which I'm saying they don't, because I don't really care. I don't really give a fuck about offending them. They don't have any brains. And you're just trying to be the nice brother by trying to help them out. No, fuck helping them out. They want to be the table. Let them be a fucking piece of shit. The object. Let them just be an object.
Think about that very uncomfortable question. Let's move on.
Whoa. Equality, right? Equality, my brother. How is it uncomfortable to a woman, but yet women are taught to ask that question to us? If it's not uncomfortable to us, because we got to be real men and suck it up and answer that kind of a question, then why can't they be adults of the same fucking age? And why can't they be asked the same question? Why do they get a pass? Because they got tits? No, they wanted equality. Then we need to treat them as motherfucking equals.
Quick pause. Listen, did you guys know that I had a Patreon page? What's Patreon?
Yeah. Let's get past that. Move on.
Some good ass pussy. Shut your bitch ass up. A bad bitch, you know what the fuck going on. You know, whatever they said, shit. I mean, I'm everything. Everything.
That's what, period.
Period. Dollars, good pussy, good money. Bitch, I don't need it.
What money? What money? What money do you bring?
You don't need a nigga.
Okay, what do I bring to
You don't need a nigga, huh? Because it don't look like she works. So it looks like she looked like she a little sugar baby. So what do you mean you don't need any money? Because the way you're talking and the way you're acting doesn't sound like you actually have a career to have money. So unless you're a fucking Beyonce or some shit, but I don't know who the fuck you are. You know, so if you ain't famous, that means you ain't nobody. So where's this money coming from? Probably somebody already supporting you, a sugar daddy. So what do you mean you don't need a man? I got money. You got money from a sugar daddy supporting you? Well, then that means you need a man.
I think what's interesting about that is that she said, I bring good viscosity, and then said, I don't need a dude. What? That doesn't make sense. Why bring that up if you just say that you don't need a dude anyway? You see what I'm saying? The only reason why that would be something that you can leverage is if you want a dude. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Let's move on.
Okay, well, I'm 19, right?
Right.
I pay my own bills.
Right.
I pay my own car note.
Right.
I pay my own rent.
Right.
I pay everything for myself, so I'm independent for one.
Uh-huh.
I'm smart. I know how to deal with my money.
Right.
I can teach you a few things. You know, I can cook.
Ooh.
Okay, look, I love God.
Ooh, God first.
God first.
That's right. I think she's the only one that actually gives a real motherfucking answer. I got my own money. I pay my own car note. I pay my rent. I love God. She actually answered the question. As I said at the very beginning of this video, I think there was only one, and it was her, that actually named what she brings to the table. Answered the question. Everybody else, I bring good pussy. And I bring... So as I said, I don't know what the sample size of the women he talked to, but one answered the question a real, intelligent, independent woman way. Proud of homegirl.
Always. I love kids. I bring a lot of things to the table.
You sound like wifey material to me.
Feel my shirt. Wifey material.
What do you bring?
Salute to her. That was the best answer that we had by far so far. Salute to her. You know, she said, number one, essentially she was just kind of summarizing of her being a young black independent woman. Good job. Okay, because I don't necessarily want one that's completely needy anyway. You know, having one that understands financial education means that you would reduce the risk that she's coming into the fold with an unfathomable amount of student loans. Okay, so that's good. And then she hits you off with a little bit of cooking, then hits you off with a little bit of God, closer to God. This is all good stuff. Great answer. She's thought about this. Okay, she's thought about that. That's clear. Let's move on.
Bring to the table.
Passion.
Passion.
Yeah.
Passion. I like that. And you, Queen, what do you bring to the table? She lives here.
A Bible? You need God.
God first.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, so that was actually the last one. I also want to comment too. Shout out to Big Money Badger.
Yep, Big Money Badger. Cool. Thank you for making that video. And MTR, mediocre tutorials and reviews. But let me go ahead and see if I can find, make sure I get this one checked. Yep.
I did not put all
Let me go ahead and find that other one that actually will fit in here. I think this is the one. Let's go ahead and get that. Also, mediocre tutorials and reviews. So this one, because I'm putting them both together, this one's about 16 minutes long. So this one's going to go over a little bit, you know, so I'll add them both together. But this one, why black men don't want black women. Nappy-headed jojoba reaction. Mediocre tutorials reviews. It was also posted 7 months ago, about the same time as the previous one. You know, let's go ahead and get into this. What up, brother?
What up, YouTube? I am your host, mediocre tutorials and reviews. Back in here with yet one more video. All right, you guys see the title of the video. Dating is trash, but dating as Black women is complicated. I got this request from a subscriber. The content creator is Nappy Headed Jehovah. I am not familiar with her content or anything else that's related to her channel. So we're just going to give you an in the moment reaction. Now, I did watch a component of this video. There was a section of it that I thought was relative to the content that we talked about. So we're going to get into it right now. So without further ado, let's get right in it.
All right, let's get into this. This tea talk is by no means an exhaustive exploration of this issue, but here is why dating as a Black woman is complicated trash. First off, if you do want to partner with a Black man, we don't have an especially deep field. Unfortunately, we don't have the time today for me to get too deep into issues like the 13th Amendment, aka Slavery 2.0, or the fact that Black men face the highest risk of being killed by use of police force and this.
Whoa. You want to blame criminal behavior. You want to blame the police. I'm Black too. I grew up just like all this bullshit too. And I still knew from right from wrong and still made something of myself. Got a nice house, big ass fucking projector and all this shit. Fucking got my car, got my guns, doing fucking good in life. I am an ordained minister. I'm not that type of minister, meaning I get to fucking curse, say what the fuck I won't say. But a 3-bedroom house in a great, wonderful neighborhood. I live my life, have a damn good time. I travel. So I've lived that same life. And it was harder back then. People could be openly racist and do all that shit back then, and nobody gave a motherfucking care. But now it's easier. It's easier for you young folks now. You could be penalized for everything now. Everything's hate speech. Everything. Anything could happen back then, and nobody gave a fuck. White people could jump the fuck out of a Black person back then, and cops would just be driving right by, don't even give a fuck. Now that shit. These cops just beating people up left and right. No, you don't break the law. You don't break the fucking law, and this shit usually does not happen. See, I've actually dealt with racist, evil motherfucking cops and still stood my ground. I never got my ass beat. And I mean, I would be calling them out like we didn't have video cameras. So this whole First Amendment and police audit and audit the audit and all these police auditors and all this other shit. We didn't have all that shit back then. And I still would tell cops off with respect because that was the way my mom taught me back then. I didn't even really curse until I joined the military. So I said what I said, and I didn't get my ass whipped or lynched or any of that bullshit by these racist cops. You know, so trying to pull this shit in 2020, these fucking same lies, because these were the same lies people tried back then that I was growing up with, and life was much harder back then. There are fucking video cameras now. Cops can't do all the shit that they used to do when we didn't have digital cameras and digital phones and all this shit back when we were growing up. And the cops could fucking beat our asses and lynch us and everything, and nobody else batted an eye. Can't really do that now because there are cameras everywhere. So I don't know what you're trying to say, sister. I don't know what you're trying to say by pulling this bullshit like 2020 is still back in the fucking 70s and 80s. Shut the fuck up with these lies.
Risk peaks between ages 20 to 35, which is incidentally when most people are trying to partner, as well as the issues of internalized racism and internalized anti-Blackness. Once we're past.
What are you talking about? Internalized race. I swear to God, you fucking dumb Black people that do this shit where y'all just make up words to make up words to have excuses for everything. I mean, you literally just said, 6 different things, and all of it was, it's somebody else's fault. Everything that happens is somebody else's fault. Everything that happens is someone else's fault. That's all I heard you say. That's it. That's literally all I heard you say. You said all these fucking shit, all this shit, but in the end, all you said was everything that is wrong in the black community is someone else's fault. I've been there. My parents were there. My parents were there because they were older than me, coming from the country, had even less opportunities, and did great. My dad was a prick no matter what, but he was a prick from what I heard from my aunts when he was growing up. So my dad was a prick, period. But they still did damn well for themselves. So I'm trying to understand, and my grandma did well. My grandma owned acres of fucking farmland. Acres of fucking farmland. Fucking hundreds of acres of fucking farmland in racist ass Dahlgren, Virginia. She did well for herself. My Aunt Sue hate that bitch. They were rich. They were black and they were rich. My Uncle Jerry's a goddamn multimillionaire. Uncle fucking Pig, multimillionaire. All in racist fucking Northern Virginia or racist North Carolina. Well, actually, my Uncle Jerry has property all over the world and shit. But I digress. It was worse for even them. And they're fucking multimillionaires. So what are you trying to say? They did it during a time where shit was even harder than my generation. And they're fucking multimillionaires. And they ain't rappers. They actually are business people. They were able to deal with white people on their level and became multimillionaires, and yet somehow were able to pull it off in a much harder, more openly racist time. And y'all want to try this bullshit in 2020. Well, as I said, 7 months ago. So yeah, within 2020, y'all want to try and say this dumbass bullshit. Shut the fuck up.
That's the black men who have been rendered ineligible bachelors by being dead or in jail, because there is truth to the cliche. We're then left to do.
No, ho. Let me fucking tell you, you going to jail is your goddamn fault. Ain't nobody putting the drugs in your hand. Ain't nobody put that gun in your hand. Ain't nobody, no. Shut up. I've been there. I've had people put guns to my head, and I've told them to go ahead and pull the fucking trigger. Fuck you. Go ahead and pull the trigger. I've had people try to put fucking drugs in my hand, and I said, fuck y'all, I ain't doing that shit. So please do not pull this bullshit of that black people have, y'all, you're making it sound like blacks are weak and have no fucking, like, autonomy over their own lives. Shut up. Shut up. I hate fucking black people like you that always want to blame somebody else instead of actually just working together. How about you come together as a fucking community and work together and do something? No. If there was this grand machine against black people, then why don't y'all actually work together? How is it that most blacks that are being killed by each other? Doesn't seem like y'all are working together as a community to overcome, huh? Most blacks are being killed by each other. I don't see y'all uniting to fight this white racist machine. Y'all are killing each other more than anybody else is killing you. But you want to blame everybody else like it's somebody else's fault for y'all's fucking shortcomings.
So with the remaining eligible bachelors who often aren't even interested in black women.
You know why? You know why? Because of dumb shit like that. The black men like myself, who I was married to a Latina woman for over 25 years. So no, I didn't want to marry a black woman. No, I wanted to marry a white woman or an Asian woman or something other than black. You're goddamn right. I've dated black girls, but you know what they were? They were like me. For one, they were mixed. Two, they were like, I ain't worried about no black bullshit. I'm trying to do me. I'm trying to get myself over this racist bullshit that we got to deal with on both sides of the fence, black and the other side that we were on, whether it was Asian or white or whatever. We had to deal with racism on both sides. The majority of all racism I ever got was from fellow blacks. Most mixed people, we will all tell you the majority of all the racism we ever got was from mostly blacks than whites or any of the other part of the race that we were mixed with. So again, Who is the problem here? Whites? No, whites weren't the problem for me. They were racist and shit like that, but they weren't that big of a problem. The majority was blacks. My friends who are black and Asian. The majority of the racism that came was from fellow blacks. There was still obviously some racism from the Asians, but the majority of it was from more blacks than anything. My friends that were black and Latino or Latina, they got some racism, yes, from the Latino side, but the majority of the racism came from the black side. Funny how we all have the same story. The majority of racism we got was from fellow blacks. So we don't want to hear this bullshit that the ones that are left that are eligible bachelors, they don't even want a black woman. You're right, we don't. Because we look at our childhoods growing up, seeing that the majority of our racism that we're getting, the majority of it is from those black people. So why would we ever want to give a chance to that black side? Fuck that. I'm going to take the side that treated me at least a little bit better. That's kind of the point of what you do. I'm not going to turn around and go, oh, because I'm part, the whole drop of black blood and you are black. Never once heard that from any other race other than blacks. Never heard it from racist white people. Never heard it from anyone else other than black people. Black people were the only ones I ever heard that. And I even asked other mixed blacks, where did you ever hear that before? Yeah, I've heard that shit. Where? Who were the ones who mostly ever said that to you? Black people. So again, why would we, when we're getting the majority of the racism from blacks, the majority of the disdain from blacks, the majority of all the negativity from blacks, why the fuck would we give you any fucking attention of our black side? Why would we give you any kind of goddamn attention? None. We're not going to give you shit.
Touch on this topic of not being eligible because black men are in jail. And I feel like it's a trope that you hear time and time again. So I think it's what's important here is to take it to the data. All right, so listen. So the first place that I'm going to go in order to try to figure this out is the Census Bureau website. As you guys can see.
I like this brother. I like him. I like him because he's saying exactly what I just said. Y'all are full of shit. This is a fucking trope. This is bullshit. It's all lies that you motherfucking blacks want to fucking tell to try and blame someone else for your own fucking choices.
I'm on data.census.gov. Go straight to the source.
But here's the thing. These Negroes, I don't even call them blacks. Because as a matter of fact, there's a video that I will make my second video out of this one. That'll be a continuation technically out of this one, which is basically that these blacks don't even believe, they somehow think everything is against them. Everything. The government, everybody's against them. You do realize when you say everybody is against you, it ain't just white people in those positions. Hello? And again, I live in El Paso. Most of the cops here are obviously fucking Mexican, Latino. So when they want to try and bring up racism, it's like, I live in a town that is in the desert Southwest, is mostly Latino. So where do you think you can't claim it's mostly white people that are going to be racist to you because the majority of the people here in the desert Southwest are Latino. But you ain't going to say they're being racist to you because they're a fellow minority. So we can't say that. So shut the fuck up.
Okay. What I'm querying is sex by age, black or African American alone, not Hispanic or Latino. Now, the total number in 2010 was 37 million. I've already filtered that out by male. So that's 17,955,000. Okay. Let's take this and put it into our Google Sheets. All right. Now I have it in Google Sheets. And for those that aren't aware, Google Sheets is a free alternative to Microsoft Excel. The reason why I use it is because it's free. Let's continue. All right. So now I brought in all of the data of black males by age. I think to make an accurate comparison, what we have to do is we have to take out all of the folks that are of non-incarceration age. Let's do that. All right. So now we have total age from 17 down to everybody. Now, I guess theoretically you can cut out all of these old people, but you know, old people be getting in too, so we're gonna keep them in. Now the total is 13,034,000. Let's bring that number up. Now, of the 13 million, how many of those are currently in prison? For that, we got to get some more data. All right, so my next stop is the NAACP website. Here it says in 2014, African Americans constituted 2.3 million, or 34% of the total 6.8 million correctional population.
So he said 13 million of eligible age or incarceration age. Yet, look at this. In 2014, African Americans constituted 2.3 million of the total 6.8 million correctional population. 2.3. So 2.3 out of 13.5 million. That means the majority of black men are not in fucking prison, you dumb hoe. And this is according to the NAACP. This is according to the NAACP. So you lie. You can't trust your own data, girl? Huh? Can't trust your own black data?
So here's our number of total African Americans incarcerated, 2.3 million. Let's bring that back into sheets. All right, now that we have the total in the prison system, now we have to know how many of the prison system is men in comparison to women. Let's go back out and find that information.
Oh, yeah,
I found some data from...
Damn, that actually makes the number even lower, chica. That makes even the number of eligible black men even a higher pool of eligible unincarcerated black men. So your fucking narrative is just blown out of the water, you dumb bitch.
The Washington, D.C. Bureau of Justice Statistics, which shows imprisonment rates by gender, race, and ethnicity per 100,000. It says 2017 versus 2000, but we'll just take the numbers from 2017. And what's interesting here is that it shows that of black men, 2,336 were incarcerated versus 92 women.
Oh my God, with these fucking commercials. Haven't had commercials throughout the whole time. Now they finally kick in. Okay.
That represents men at about 95% incarceration rate as compared to women. Let's bring that 95% over. All right, so to figure this out, first thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to write calculations now that we have our inputs. And within the calculations, you got to pull in the total that are in prison of African Americans and multiply that by the 95% in order to get black men in prison. It's about 2.1 million, almost 2.2 million. Now, in order to get the total percentage, that's going to be this number divided by this number. Now that total comes out to almost 17%. Or another way that you could look at that number is you could say, was that total available black men? And you can simply say this 13 million minus this 2.1 million. And that's about almost 11 million that's available. So
11 million. Almost 11 million eligible black men. Kind of blows your fucking narrative out of the water, don't it, girl?
What does this all mean? Well, I think what you have to do in order to compare this is to take data for black women and their age and the population, and then compare it. So I already went out to the Census Bureau and grabbed that data for you. So
good job, man.
Down here, this total amount is 15 million or so. So I'll pull that back up. Of the 15,200,000 1,000 or so available black women. You also have to discount maybe the 5% of those that are in jail. That's the numbers. So it's 15 million of them, from ages 16 through death, compared to almost the 11 million of.
So you outnumber, you women outnumber us men, and yet there are no available men. There are no available black men. You know why? You know why? As a matter of fact, there are plenty of videos. There are plenty of other black people videos that have pointed out the reason why we don't want to date black women, because you're fucking bitches. I'm sorry, I don't want to date a goddamn Pitbull. I want to date a woman. I'm sorry, but that's what I want to date. Oh, you want to go into these little white women. I was married to a Latina woman for 25 years. Latina. And she was not some little weak white girl. No, she was fucking straight up from El Paso, Texas. Fucking straight up Central hood fucking Latina. So no, I didn't marry no weak ass bitch. So get the fuck out of here with that shit.
Yeah, there's a 4 million person deficit, but I don't think it's as much as what people would initially thought, kind of going into looking at the data like this. And of this 15, I'm not adjusting for men that don't choose women either through homosexuality or just going their own way. But at the same time that you have to reduce that number, I'm also not adjusting for men that do not meet the checklist of this 15 million. Let's call a spade a spade.
Mm-hmm.
Of that, how many of this number continues to fall because they don't make six figures, because they are not 6 foot tall, they are not 6 this, 6 that.
Again, the reason why we don't want to hook up with you fucking bitches is because you women literally think we're all supposed to be fucking rap artists and basketball players, and we're all supposed to make millions and millions of goddamn dollars and everything. And one of the things I love about Latina women, or the women of this area, is because of the fact, Latinos in general, Latinos don't live their lives based on we need basketball fucking money, professional basketball money. We need rap artist kind of money. No, Latinos, I could post video after video after video after video of my Latino friends, and they're all just having good times with their familia, sitting in the backyard. Fucking abuelas made fucking tamales and shit. Everybody's having a good life. We know we don't have a lot of money, but we have family. We have familia. That's Latinos. Blacks don't exactly have that same mentality, do they? Especially these young sisters. You look at the view and the talk and all that. They all talk like men are supposed to make all men, whether what race they are, all men supposed to make 6 figures. Bitch, do all of y'all make 6 figures? How many women do I know make fucking 6 figures? Not many of them. I've dated a few that actually did. I really wasn't into dating them because it's like, no. But how come, again, y'all want equality, yet somehow y'all have different rules that y'all want us to follow that y'all don't have to follow? No. We expect y'all to make 6 figures. We don't. This is the reason why black men don't want black women.
6-pack or what have you.
Because here's the thing. Most white women just want to be treated good. Most Latino women just want to be treated good. Black women, I don't even know what the hell. Black women just want money. That's what black women want. As long as the bills are paid, as long as they got a roof over their head, the bills are paid, the children, the fucking hijos and hijas are doing fucking good and everything else and stuff, and we got food and everything and stuff. Latinas are fucking good. White people are fucking good. Blacks think everybody should make 6 figures, as he said, be over 6 feet tall. Black women have a fucking list, an unrealistic list that I have not seen of any other goddamn race, except for maybe Asians. Asians are also just as strict.
So I think this number significantly reduces, not only because of those that are available through incarceration, but also the checklist requirements that are put on this population. But it goes both ways. But let's move on.
Once we're past the black men who have been rendered ineligible bachelors by being dead or in jail because...
And you lied. I see, this is what gets me about him. He actually punched the numbers. These fucking bitches like this, all they want to do is talk. All they want to do is talk. There's no fucking evidence. There's no facts. There's no figures. There's no numbers. They just make shit up. And other black people are like, oh my God, yes. Oh my God. But no fucking facts to go with what the fuck they're saying.
There is truth to the cliche. We're then left to deal with the remaining eligible bachelors who often aren't even interested in black women, despite the fact that these men were almost
more commercials. No, let's get past that.
Philadelphia cream cheese.
Yeah, fuck your...
Real cream. Makes your recipes there.
It's actually delicious, but I ain't gonna show no damn commercial. Okay.
Most definitely raised by their black ass mama, their black ass granny, their black ass auntie.
Isn't that a good thing? They're raised by black women, so isn't that a good thing? You're literally you're calling them black ass, so you're literally insulting black men and you're insulting black women. God damn, this bitch. What? This bitch don't like black people at all. She literally saying black men are trash, and now she's just saying black women are trash. Where the fuck are you, girl?
Her black ass sister. Trust and believe this is a thing. Black men who are color struck, or to use the more modern term, colorist, and only want to date lights.
Just real quick, it seemed like she was trying to make a point about, if you raised by black women, you should be attracted to black women. I don't really understand why that's even a point. That doesn't even make sense to me. I think that... No,
that's not what she was saying. It sounded like she was putting down your black ass aunt, raised by your black ass mom, raised by your black ass sister. It sounded like she was putting them down, not supporting them.
Irrespective of who's raised you, you could have your own preference. And then also, too, being raised by all those women in the house, you may come out of that with a bad taste in your mouth because you see how women may treat men from that perspective. But it's all determined upon what...
Again, something that you would blame the women for. But here we go. Here we go again with fucking black people wanting to blame somebody else, and especially black women wanting to blame somebody else. It's somebody else that caused this shit. Shut the fuck up.
So, if you grew up seeing fantastic family dynamics amongst black people, you will probably be more inclined to love black people. If you grew up around trash all around you and you saw the drama and the bullshit and the this and the that, you may come out with a not so great opinion about your own people. But I think on top of that, you can't judge someone else on their preference. Well, let's keep going because I feel like our point was about to ramp up.
Black men who are color struck, or to use the more modern term, colorist, and only want to date light-skinned women with good hair.
Light-skinned women with good hair. I mean, that sounds like you're shaming people for a preference yet again.
Actually, there is another video, I don't know if I added it to my list, where apparently we're not allowed to have a preference. Oh, that's right. Would you date a transgender person? Would you date somebody who's really fat? I love curvy women. I like a woman that I'm 6'1". So I'm like, I want a thick woman. But would I date somebody transgender? But you need to understand that there's no such thing as a preference. Yeah, there is. I'm allowed to have a preference just like you, just like anybody else. You're allowed to have a preference. It's what? Oh my God! What these SJWs? They don't even know what they want because they literally are like everything should be open. There should be no such thing as preference and no likes or dislikes, but yet they all have likes or dislikes. It's, okay.
Interesting. Let's go on. Let's see what else she's gonna say.
Black men who only date Latina women, I suppose because they're not willing to commit all the way to the bed of just straight up dating a white woman. And of course, that brings us to the undeniable prevalence of the where the white women at attitude amongst oh so many Black men.
Kim Kardashian's not white. You know that, right? She ain't white. Didn't I say this earlier in the video? That for some reason Black people seem to think that unless you are like a clear of something else, all of a sudden your everything else that's left is automatically white. The Kardashians are not white. They're Armenian. They're not white. But, you know, hey, you dumb bitch. Fine. You know, just fucking stupid. Fucking stupid.
Did she bring up Kim K? In there, Kim K's not white.
I love him. I love homeboy so much because I just said it. Kim K ain't white, but this is how stupid you are.
What is she doing? She even know what like a white. She's Armenian. Or something like that. Yeah,
that's what I said. Oh my God. Wow. See, I'm worldly. I know the fuck. Oh my God. She's Armenian, not white. But this is the race. Blacks are more racist than anyone I have ever met. Period. I mean, Asians are fucking racist as shit. And I've even had a person on one of my comments on Abba and Preach even pointed out, yeah, Asians are racist as shit. There are plenty of videos about it. I've got a whole bunch of videos just in my selection. I've made videos about it. Asians are racist as fuck. It's just that the ones that are here in North America, at least now, they don't show their racism like when I was growing up. But over in fucking Asia and all those Asians, they're racist as shit. So, but whites are supposed to be the most racist. No, blacks are way more racist than whites.
I'll keep it funky real here. I hear a lot of this from time to time, especially with Black women that reach a certain point of like their education or their career, and they look to the left or the right of them, and they see all of their options within Black men, and they say, yeah, well, I look out and they're either dead in jail, right, or they're not dating people that look like me. And I see far too many Black women that will shame Black men for having a preference or growing up beyond what is in their general bounds and what's in their general vicinity. Now, there's a lot of Black.
I tried dating Black girls when I was growing up, but I wasn't Black enough until around the mid 80s, where being light skinned and Black was cool. And all of a sudden, those very same Black girls I tried dating before, all of a sudden we're trying to ask me out because, it's now cool. It's like, bitch, I tried asking you out. What's different between then and now? Oh, well, it's different now. It's light-skinned people. We accept light-skinned people. They had to, I'm not joking. I'm not paraphrasing. I'm not joking. They literally said that it's okay to date a light-skinned Black. It's cool now. We accept you now. It's like, well, bitch, I don't accept you now. I'm already past that shit. You burned that bridge. Fuck you.
Men that are suffering through the PTSD of Black women around me. Now, let me also preface to say, Black women are, in fact, my preference. But growing up around a culture of women that would shame me for not being Black enough.
Fuck! As I said, because he's a light-skinned brother just like me. He's younger than me, so apparently that shit still goes on. That we're not Black enough. But all of a sudden, when we become adults, when we become men, all of a sudden now, oh my God, now y'all have a preference for us. And now, oh my God, look, you don't want to date somebody Black. No, we tried. We tried. And y'all fucking chastised us for it, put us down for it, said we weren't Black enough. Now that we're men, now all of a sudden, we're Black enough now for you? So your preference changed. Well, my preference changed too. God damn, I swear, I'm loving this brother, loving him, because he's saying exactly what I'm saying. Whoa.
And whether that be for my skin color, whether it be the things that interest me, such as video games or anime, because what they saw in me is not what they were seeing on MTV or BET.
Again, these fucking Negro women want fucking basketball stars and rappers and shit. That's apparently the only. It's funny how these women can try and put us down for what our preferences are and not at the same time think about their own fucked up preferences. They don't want black women. Black women have a difficult time calling out their own shortcomings. Latina women have also had that problem too, but it's easier than black women. Black women, it's all I don't have any. I don't know what you're talking about. I know me. I know who I am. No, you don't. All of a sudden you call in and we're talking time passes, or well, hey, but it's you got to understand how hard, how we got to deal with white people. We shouldn't be somehow again. It comes right back to somebody else's problem, somebody else's. The reason why they are the way they are is because somehow or another is connected to white people. Shut up.
And that's a fact. That is a real thing. And as a dude who grew up in New York, like I would see outwardly the way that dudes were portraying themselves, and then the ones that were portraying themselves that were getting the black women that you would want. And it wasn't the preppy black guy. Just real quick, funny story. I know I tell stories about my pops from time to time, so just bear with me. I'll never forget it. Like, growing up in New York around, the late 90s, early 2000s. I mean, this is the gangster rap era. You see what I'm saying? Like, just Google some photos back in that time period, and you'll see how people were dressing. So, of course, being in that culture, I would try to dress like that as well. A component of that is I would look outwardly back when I was trapped in the matrix and not confident within myself and trying to find my identity of things that I would see out there, because I see the dudes on TV that would do that, and they got the hip hop honeys next to them or what have you. I look out to the street and I would see kind of, those things, and, I would want to try to be that and do that. But getting back to the video, the way that she's summarizing kind of the state of the black man, I would say is a degree of unfair. I mean, we actually just look at the numbers of those that are actually in jail, so you can't really count those as much as that.
Yep.
But I feel like it's a bitter diatribe of why men choose to go a different way. And I think that there has to be a level of understanding that there could be things within their own mind that have pushed them away from that particular culture. And yes, I do agree, your lake of options is relatively much.
I hate to tell you, I am not my culture. I am who the fuck I am, who the hell I was raised in my family, in my household, in my immediate neighborhood, in my immediate schools, in my immediate area of my life. That is who I am. I am not some fucking African American culture. I don't know Africa. I know my tribes because I've done my fucking ancestry.com shit, but I don't know anything about fucking Africa. And I don't care to know about Africa because I ain't going to fucking Africa. It doesn't change it. All of a sudden, I know more about my African culture. So all of a sudden it's going to change me a different way. No. I don't need to know any of that shit. My dad was a prick. Do I need to know more of my culture of my father? No, that's not going to change who I am. I am me, period. The person I grew up to be, the schoolwork I put in, the shit I did in my life. My culture is me, who I am as an adult, not my blood, not my DNA, not my ancestry. I want to know my ancestry, but it sure as hell ain't gonna fucking change who I am for me. So this whole bullshit about culture, stop that shit.
Than black men, but that's because black women generally look for black men, while black men would generally just look for women.
I don't know if this preference, as so many of these men like to call it, is as pervasive.
So you don't you get to have a fucking preference? I love when people who have a preference try to say our preference is wrong, their preference is right. They're allowed to have a preference. Bitch, you're allowed to have a fucking preference, but I can't have a preference. What the?
with any other racial group. Deadass, whenever I see a black man who interests me, I have to ask myself, but does he even like black women though? I cannot express how bizarre it is that not only do I have to ask myself this about our own men, I have to ask it all the time. I did a live recently where I told y'all that for me, it's like gaydar, except for black men who only date white or otherwise non-black women. And at this point, my Becky Dar is calibrated. I rarely miss. The other extreme on this spectrum are, of course, the hoteps, and that too is a no for me, dog. This would not be a get ready with me if I.
All right, just real quick. Here's how I wanted to conclude. I do have friends that's in my circle that are just like, yeah, they're never going to marry a black woman for a variety of reasons. They're going strictly outside of black women, and when I look to their person
again, because I don't want somebody who's a goddamn pit bull. I don't want to hook up with a fucking dog. I want to hook up with an intelligent, independent, strong woman. I don't give a shit really what your race is. I really don't. I'm not really attracted to black women. I will always find, and this, you know what? This goes to Spike Lee's School Days movie. When he made that movie, I was like, holy shit, there's a word for it, jigaboos. I'm not really into that. I'm not. I never will be. Even when I was a child, a fucking child who couldn't even talk, I didn't even, except for maybe if you were a relative, maybe. But just black people, if you were black and you weren't a relative, it's like, get this fucking person away from me. I don't like you. So it's not even about preference. I just did not like black people, even as a baby. So you can't say that was a learned behavior, because my dad was, even though he was light-skinned also, was about blacks. Kind of weird. Even though he was married to my mom, and my mom straight up black. She was a black woman, but not black in the sense of, as a matter of fact, my mom was very much into the MLK, Martin Luther King, of the content of your character, not the color of your skin. That was my mom, but she was a straight up black woman. So, but I've never been into black, just really black people. Really never. Really, it is my preference, and I'm allowed that preference. And everybody, oh, that's a learned behavior. Bullshit, because my dad even said, you didn't learn that from us. So my dad even said I didn't learn that from them. So no, it's not a learned behavior. That was, as I said, even when I didn't even speak yet, 3 years old, actually 2 years old, I just never really liked black people. But I tried dating black girls, attractive. Even if I really wasn't into black girls or black women, if I was interested in one, it was somebody like a fucking Karen White. If you don't know who that is. Karen White, the singer, dark-skinned black, but fine as fucking hell. Those are the kind of black women I found attractive. Anita Baker, find her attractive. Patti LaBelle, that woman is black and fucking curvy and beautiful, and very much attracted to Patti LaBelle. So I cannot say that I am not attracted to black women as a whole, but black women who are just beautiful. I'm not, you know what? I'm going to be real and say this, because y'all know me. I'm straight up. I'm not into a black woman who looks like a fucking gorilla. No Whoopi Goldberg. I'm not. I'm just not. I'm into a beautiful, what I consider to be beautiful. I'm not into a black woman or anybody. I don't care what race you are, actually. But black kind of does make it worse, where you're a black person that looks like a fucking gorilla. I'm not into that, because I'm not into bestiality. So I'm not into a black person, even though you're a human, that I'm going to be attracted to a person that looks more animalistic. Not into that. And again, it has nothing to do with race. It has to do with the look. There's a whole bunch of black women. There's that one African actress. Can't think of her name right now. The model the dark-skinned model, oh my God. Oh, come on. It's dark-skinned African model.
Check out these pictures.
There's a lot of them. Find them. Absolutely. Oh, yeah, there's the one. The one that was supposed to be the blackest woman. The what is it? The whole blackest. I mean, she is beautiful to me. She's absolutely fucking beautiful. So can't say that I'm not attracted to, and she's dark black. She's supposed to be considered the blackest woman. And she is beautiful. So I can't say to me. So I can't sit here and say that I'm not attracted to, all, that I'm unattracted to all dark-skinned black women. That's not true in the least. There are black, dark-skinned women or black women that I am attracted to. But there's got to be this beauty behind it. Erykah Badu is a beautiful black woman. Jill Scott is a beautiful black woman. So, but it has to come with the attitude. I don't want somebody that's ghetto. I don't want somebody that's, as I said, that looks like a fucking Whoopi Goldberg. I'm not attracted to that. Sorry. I've got a fucking preference. I'm sorry. We all have a fucking preference. No matter if this black girl wants to turn around and try and say that she's literally trying to make it sound like she doesn't have a preference, but she does. She's just portraying in her fucking video like she's open to dating anybody a black man. Bullshit.
Personality types. They're the types that were pooped on early on in life by black women because they were called corny for whatever the interest that they were interested in. They didn't have a tough guy bravado. Right now,
no. I would whip people's asses growing up. Then again, I had an older brother who was like literally whipped everybody's ass. So I had to also learn how to fight. So, but where my brother had a machismo attitude, I didn't. I was more of a lover than a fighter. But if you fucking push me, I would fucking tear your ass up. Because then again, I had an older brother who was a fighter, never lost a fight. So obviously I had to learn how to fight. Plus he was a bully to me. So when we were kids, I whipped his ass and ended up having to send him to the hospital. When we were a little bit older, when we were teens, he kept pushing me again and I whipped his ass. So yeah, he's never lost a fight except for me. So I knew how to fight, but I wasn't going to walk around like I was some kind of a prick because I had a strong black mother who would have whipped my ass if I tried to walk around like I was some strong ghetto trying to, be all ghetto and be all machismo. My mom, no. So I was raised, I didn't have that because there were women who would be black girls who would meet my mother and be like, why is it marked more like you? And my mom would turn around and go, what does that even mean? And it's like, well, you are a strong black woman and Mark is all, sensitive and everything else. And my mom's like, get on his bad side and see what the fuck he does to you. My mom's like, I'm not going to take away my sensitive boy. I don't want him to be basically like my dad, who was a total prick. She wanted me to be a gentleman. She wanted me to be a good man, hold the door for women, be polite to people. That's the way my mom raised us, to be gentlemen, but also still real men. As I said, me and my little brother is young. He's kind of smaller than me, and but me and my older brother, both of us over 6 feet tall. Big black men. But we ain't going to be, let me just finish this one out.
I also look towards my dudes. These are also dudes that are doing extremely well for themselves right now. And because of that, now he has the pick of the litter. So why now is he going to go back into a society or a culture that deselected him before, or they
God damn, I'm loving this dude. I fucking love this dude. Mediocre tutorial and reviews. Fucking love this dude because he's an intelligent brother. We ain't pulling that bullshit. We're not pulling that bullshit that you fucking bitches want to hear. And that's what you don't like about brothers like us. Because we're not going to, oh, you just don't want a strong black woman. Yeah, we don't mind a strong black woman. I just want a black woman I'm attracted to. She's still got to be attractive. I want a woman who's got intelligence. I want a woman who knows what she's bringing to the table, as in earlier in this video. Woman who knows what she's bringing to the table. Why am I the only one who's going to be bringing shit to the table? This is an equal relationship, right? You women want to be treated equal, so this is an equal relationship. So you need to bring something to the fucking table too. But I am not going to give a pass to a Latina. I'm not going to give a pass to a white woman. I'm not going to give a pass to any fucking race. So for you to make it sound like we give different, different rules to these other like races other than black, you're full of shit. Kim Kardashian knows how much she's worth. That woman's worth a lot. She knows what she brings to the table. So, she could do whatever the hell she wants. A lot of these other women that these black men hooked up, some of them were supermodels, got their own money and everything. So I don't know where y'all are trying to come up. Chrissy Teigen, although she ain't white, Chrissy Teigen had her own fucking money, her own fame. When she hooked up with John Legend, not as much as him, but she still had her own money and her own fame. But anyway, let me go ahead and finish this video out. But why black men don't want black women. And the girl, he is mediocre tutorials and reviews, but the girl he's picking on, the girl, because he is picking on her, because he's being nicer about it than I am. But nappy-headed Jojoba, whatever. Nappy-headed Jojoba. I'm sorry. As I said, I don't want somebody who's going to come at me like a motherfucking Pitbull. It's not what I want. I want somebody who's going to come at me. And there are Latina women who wanted to go out with me and would be straight up fucking chola ghetto. Not really attracted to that. I don't want to be attracted to anybody. I don't want to date white trailer trash fucking ghetto that way either. So again, I don't want to date, but you don't want no strong, just black. No, I don't want a hood rat. Get the shit straight. I don't want a woman who's going to come at me like a goddamn fucking pit bull. I want a woman to be a woman. Because I believe in two goddamn genders. I'm a man. I'm wanting to be with a woman. I don't need somebody who says she's a woman, but is too busy trying to act like a man. I want a woman who's a warrior, but I don't want her to act like a man. See the difference? Anyway, I'll go ahead and try and get to this other video from this one. Peace out. I'm going to try and finish this last video, which shouldn't take that long, actually.